Hey, challengers, welcome to week 4, day 3, and I have a question for you. What is the worst of all types of torture? Is it bamboo under the toes? Is it sticking you with a hot prod? Guess what? It's sleep deprivation. It's the things that drives people crazy. It's what gets people to break in torture. So why are we torturing ourselves? Well, 70% of people have sleep disorders and struggle with their sleep. So today's topic is nature's nurse, the importance and the value of taking responsibility for getting a good night's sleep. So what are some of the impacts when you don't get a good night's sleep? First of all, it affects your weight. It prevents you from losing weight and it causes you to gain weight. It affects your immune system. It compromises it. It causes inflammation and joint problems and pain in the body. It affects your heart health. A high level of heart disease is connected to it. It also affects your mental health, your moods. Depression is directly connected. And a lot of people go on to, because of that mental frustration, they go into addictive behaviors, alcoholism and drug addictions. So why is it so important? Well, one thing that happens when you sleep at night, and there's different stages of sleeping, and I would recommend that you reference Dr. A's Habits of Health, chapter 17, which is called Nature's Nurse. And one of the things you find is there's different stages of sleeping. The deepest level of sleep is called REM sleep. It stands for rapid eye movement. It's when your body is really in that rehealing and rejuvenating place. So what prevents a good night's sleep? Well, stimulants is a big one. And it could be chemical stimulants like caffeine or certain foods, eating late at night, or it could be stimulants like lights and sounds and things that keep you up at night. One other thing could be having too much water and then having to get up and go to the bathroom. So it's a good idea to kind of taper off your water a couple hours before bed. It's a good idea to set up your environment so that you have a best chance of a good night's sleep. Earplugs, eye masks, simple things like that. Putting up shades around the windows can really help a lot. So mental stimulants is another type of stimulant, which is the mental stimulant. A couple weeks ago, or last lesson, we talked about the mind up and that mental chatter that prevents you from getting a good night's sleep. Technology, if you have blue light, a computer, a phone, anything that's technology, it stimulates your brain. It prevents you from getting into REM sleep, and it causes that brain activity to make it hard for you to land the ship. And if you think about it, there's 3 different phases. The first phase is your active day. And then there's this transition phase when you're kind of landing the plane. And that's the last hour before you go to bed. And then there's the actual sleep and the rest time. So I'm going to give you some tips and some things you can do to really land that plane, get yourself a good night's sleep, and make sure that your body has every chance to heal itself and to get ready for the next day. So first thing is to make sure you set a bedtime, thinking about how many hours you need. Men need at least 7 hours, women optimally 8 hours of sleep. And so plan for that, and then pick your bedtime and put a reminder in your calendar an hour before so you can start your evening ritual. One of the first things to do is to turn off your tech. Go into a digital sunset an hour before bed at least. Next is to turn on the relaxing things, a pot of tea, a hot bath, your evening grooming. Get those things out of the way so that you can kind of land the mental plane. Next is, if you do have all that activity, or if you just really want to be productive and let your subconscious mind do the mind up that was in a previous lesson. So all the steps are there, but do a mind up before you go to bed so your brain can be clear and calm. Change your environment. Set up some music, some aromatherapy, some lavender. Maybe get to bed and do a little bit of reading. Maybe do your evening prayers or your evening journal of gratitude. So really, these are simple things that you can do, but it's a ritual. I think if you keep it like a spiritual practice and you make it part of your self-care, we've been talking a lot about self-care, it's really going to pay big dividends health-wise, mental-wise, and you're going to wake up the next day and the same thing is going to happen. There's 3 phases. You're going to wake up from a full night's rest, and then you're going to have an hour of transition to start the engine, so to speak, and then you go into your full day of activity. And then you repeat that at the end of the night. Active all day, 1 hour transition, and then go full night's rest. So your challenge for the week is, number 1, is to remove any stimulants, remove anything that it activates you and causes you mentally, chemically, or physically to be activated. Second is change your environments. Take responsibility for your environments. Make the environment optimal for your sleep. I'm going to give you some tips that I already gave you: the mask, the earplugs, the aromatherapy, the lights. And then finally, practice that mind number, something spiritual that can clear your mind. It could be journaling. Gratitude journaling is a very simple and easy thing to do. Saying your evening prayers, talking to your loved one and say, what are you grateful about? What are you excited about? And go to bed on that positive, optimal mindset so that you can get a full night's sleep, get that REM going, and let your body heal and let nature do her job. Nature's nurse. All right, you guys, enjoy your week, and I'll talk to you soon.